As you can probably tell, it's December now, and here at Honcho we love Christmas. So the second we got a chance to go and grab a tree and decorate, we were out and about grabbing all kinds of decorations and lights. Which all started on our trip to Waitrose, where we randomly picked out a Christmas tree without even looking at it. Talk about risky, right? We then headed to John Lewis to get our hands on some fancy lights and ornaments, but of course not without consulting our decoration director. And finally, a cheeky bite to eat at a gorgeous cafe. And when we returned, we got started straight away. But more importantly, it was time for our interview with Telson, who's going to show us how we discovered the best and worst 2021 Christmas ads.
Oh, no, don't touch that cinnamon bun, that's mine. Cinnamon bun is mine. All right, I'm here with Telson, a strategy and insights analyst here at Honcho. Telson, favourite Christmas ad ever?
Oh, you know, I really like the John Lewis one where they're like looking into the moon. You know that one?
Oh yeah.
I think that's probably my favourite John Lewis ad. There's been a few though.
I love the Argos drums personally. I've not seen that one.
No,
That's amazing.
So.
Anyway, there's been ads this year.
Yeah.
John Lewis one was a bit wet.
Yeah.
What I want to understand is, can we somehow, not a survey, but how online, what can we scrape to understand like which advert was the most popular?
So what we can do, what I've seen from brands with these Christmas adverts, is they usually have a hashtag that is associated to this brand or to the advert. So what we can do with this script is basically analyze so many tweets with this hashtag on, and then we can put that through another tool called Tendency Strength, which basically analyzes each individual tweet to see how relaxed or stressed someone was in that tweet, just by analysing what they were saying in it.
So basically it's judging their emotions. So if they hate it, that's a negative. If it's John Lewis, love it, hashtag, brilliant ad.
Exactly. So you can get a good understanding of how well it was received.
Cool. Yeah. Can you go and do your thing?
Yeah,
and then we'll be back shortly.
I'll put some hours into it, and I think I think we'll be able to do that.
Nice one.
It'll be good.
Cheers, mate.
Awesome.
Cool. That's cool.
Going for any specific theme?
Classy.
Classy.
Stay classy. Look, do you like these? I made those.
When did you make these?
I made those 2 years ago.
Yes. 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 No.
Right.
Oh god, that looks awful.
There. Boom. First bauble. It's November 2021 and there have been loads of search marketing updates that I'm here to give you a quick 60-second brief on. Let's go. Starting now. The first update is the Google Spam update released in early November. This update is targeting sites that are violating Google's guidelines. So if you're following the rules, you have nothing to worry about, but if you do notice a significant drop in your rankings, this is probably the reason why. Also, in November, Google has released a core algorithm update with the creative name the November core algorithm update. Now, Google usually release a few of these core updates every year, normally every 3 to 4 months. Core updates are broad and don't target anything specific. So if you do see a drop in your rankings, don't worry, you're not being penalized. Google is just looking at newer content and reassessing its rankings. Google Smart Shopping experienced its second bug in less than 3 months. On the 12th of November, some smart shopping advertisers saw their CPCs spike by over 200% in some cases. Later on Twitter, Google did announce that the bug had been fixed and businesses affected by this would have their accounts reimbursed. Now you can read more about this update and all the other updates on Honcho's LinkedIn page. And finally in November, search agencies from around the country gathered in London for the UK Search Awards. Honcho were nominated for 4 awards where we picked up 2 silver medals and winning 2 categories. So that's all for this month. Of course, you can find all of these updates on our LinkedIn page, but for now, I'm off to go build a Christmas tree.
It's hard to tell if I'm making progress or not.
Well, let's see. We'll just throw a Jake.
Telson, how are we getting on with that thing?
Yeah, actually just finished it. Would you like me to go through it?
So who came out on top?
So Very Their hashtag is Christmas is this very moment. Like that, incorporating the brand. So they had a average relaxation score of 2.67. So the score is from 1 to 5.
Right. Okay.
5 being the most relaxed, 1 being the least relaxed. So they came out on average as the most relaxed. And Amazon's was actually the most stressed with minus 2.4. Yeah,
So there we go then. So Very came out on top, and Amazon came out bottom.
Yeah, basically.
Brilliant. All right. So how do we now turn this into something that people can?
I think there's a lot of interesting data here, and which Alex and the PR team will be able to use to then outreach to like the reporting sites, news sites. Journalists will be very interested in this sort of data.
Right. So the game, Alex, is basically we will give you 30. I don't know, undecided time format at the moment. I will give you a place. For example, Scotland. I will say Scotland. You have to say a place name in Scotland in that accent.
Sure.
You got 45 seconds. Are you ready?
Yep, I'm ready.
Where's Bristol?
Somerset.
Are you ready? Minute starts now. Gloucester. Shit. All right, start again. Go. Essex.
Braintree.
Nice. Gloucestershire.
Gloucester.
Wales.
Llanelli.
Scotland.
Inverness.
Ireland.
Cork.
Northern Ireland.
Belfast.
That's the same accent.
Yeah, it was.
Lancashire.
Lancaster.
Yorkshire.
York. That's just
Right,
northern
45
generic.
seconds. I
Cork.
can't think of any more. I don't know. Do you think that's got legs or not?
I think it's got legs.
I think it's got legs. Alex, hello.
Hi, Chris. How you doing?
I'm all right. You?
Yeah, good. Thank you.
Cool. So we asked Telson to look at Twitter. Well, basically, we wanted to find out from the Christmas ads this year what were the most popular and what were the most hated. We learned from that the Very's advert was the best, and we learned that Amazon's advert was the worst. How can we take that data now and turn that into a digital PR campaign?
Yeah, so when I first saw the data, the thing that struck me was there are a lot more Christmas adverts than I realized.
Yeah, there was.
So for us, we're probably going to want to focus on some of the bigger names. Yes, we can send the journalists all of the data that we've got and include that in a table for them. But crucially, they're going to be more interested in how the different supermarkets did, the classic battleground of a Christmas advert, how John Lewis was received, probably the most famous Christmas advert released every year, and just want the rest for context. So first thing we do is rank them by the way that we did this, as Telson was described, as using tendency strength to see the most relaxed and most stress-inducing adverts, according to Twitter comments. And so we're going to want to rank them by stress and rank them by relaxation. Firstly, to sort of create a leaderboard and a table that journalists can use, which will give them the headline, say, for example, Sainsbury's is the most stress-inducing advert or the most relaxing advert this year. But we do want to try to create a few specific stories within that. So you take all of the supermarkets and you pit them against one another. You take John Lewis and you say, maybe was it outdone by something which is a little bit more unknown, but had a better reaction? Because one of the things that this is trying to do is create a bit of a leveler. Now, John Lewis would have been the most received, the most seen, almost certainly. We didn't include views in this, right? We just wanted to see what the tone of the viewer once they'd watched it. So that's the way that we're going to try to package that up and send it to journalists.
Okay, so can you and your team make this happen then?
Absolutely, yeah. We're going to start sending out some emails now and see what comes back.
All right, cool.
Have we got a...
How many bonus points is this one, Chris?
It's one per bauble.
I'll give you one bonus point each.
How the hell do you tie string together?
How are you finding it, Vincent?
Well, this is my second one, so hopefully.
Oh, so you're doing pretty well.
This is the best example of how we can do it. Production.
Have you got a method that you recommend?
No, I just think finally being cack-handed has paid
How long
off.
do you need it, Rick?
Max, how are you finding it?
I built a tree.
Is that enough?
Got a real tree though.
I've created a little, it's got antennae. Oh no, I'm ruining it.
Oh, second one.
Oh no!
Completely agree.
There you go.
Is this your first one still?
Yeah.
That's your first one still?
Yeah. Well, who's that? Wait, that was the other one done? The hell?
Yeah, this is on like 3.
Oh, Vincent, do you want to take mine as well? Absolutely not.
Go inside.
Nice.
Oh!
Look, you're pulling it out.
Just chip it over.
Oh!
Right, Alex and Ella, how did we
Yeah.
get on with the Christmas campaigns?
Yeah, it went really well. So we had a plan, as we discussed last time, to look at the sentiment of how well Christmas adverts were received in the UK. And then Ella, one of our outreach executives, you took it from there and sent it to some journalists in the UK, right?
Yeah, exactly. So just sort of taking a look at the data that we'd already got together, we managed to analyse sort of news platforms to see what adverts were making the headlines the most or being reported on by consumer journalists, lifestyle journalists, and some more sort of retail-based journalists.
So in terms of some of the bigger networks like NewsQuest, we got some from Reach PLC and more. So we got links from Herald Scotland, Wimbledon Guardian, Glasgow Times, lots of Scottish publications generally. They were for the films one. And then for the adverts one, we got Daily Record, Glasgow Live, Edinburgh Live. Overall, we were able to cover pretty much every county in the UK with the coverage that we got.
So this campaign got hundreds of links across the country. How did it appeal to so many journalists?
Yeah, so this is one of the benefits of having a data-based campaign. So it's not hyper-local, it's something that appeals to everybody. Journalists are mostly interested in hitting their KPIs, right? Which are going to be comments, shares, and clicks. That means that we can go pretty much anywhere where this story is relevant.
So we also ran a campaign on Christmas movies, and I looked at the list, and Die Hard, which is the age-old debate, is it really a Christmas film, came out on top. Do you want to tell us a bit about that, Ella?
Yeah, absolutely. So we were sort of really glad to see that that came out as sort of number one most stressful. Obviously, it is quite a stressful film to watch. There's a lot of action. So having that debate about Die Hard being a Christmas film, whether it is or not, we could capitalise on that, which meant that the readers would also be able to sort of debate about that, reshare that, and that would create more of a shareability aspect to the piece.
Cool. All right. Thanks, guys. See you later. Bye.
Well, that wraps up the last month here at Honcho. I hope you enjoyed it, but more importantly, I hope you have a great Christmas and a wonderful New Year.